Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our dear sister. The message reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I am a 36-year-old Zimbabwean woman, so I went to university, degrees and everything. I have them all. When I struggled to get a job in our country here in Zim, I then thought of going to South Africa. So I went to South Africa, and life, I don't want to lie to you, life was very difficult for me. I then started working at this other supermarket. So whilst I was working at that supermarket, that was when our boss told us that he wanted the supermarket to be renovated. So it is not like everyone was working, but I was amongst the few that kept on going to work. So one day there was this other guy who was working with some guys that were from Mozambique. They had came to install new air conditioners. So me and this guy, we started looking at each other. He was from Zim. So I don't know, like I just felt something for him because whenever we would look at each other, like we would just smile. I was so happy when he approached me because I was like, I want this guy. He asked for my numbers, then I gave him my phone numbers. Then the following weekend, me and him, we went out and we drank some alcohol together, and we went and we slept together because at that time I had already started drinking alcohol because of what had happened in my previous relationship. We dated, I can say, this was for about 2 months. And this guy was like, I am going to do whatever that I can because I don't want to lose you because you are very beautiful. So I'm going to be strong. So I was like, what do you mean when you say that you want to be strong? Because already in those 2 months that we had dated, he had tried his level best. And I was like, everyone here is complaining about the economy right now. It is not easy on anyone. So I don't expect you to go to the moon, to fly to the moon and bring down the moon for me. I am happy with whatever that you are doing for me because apparently this guy, he did not have a bank account. Well, he did not have a passport. So I was the one whom was receiving his money because I had given him my banking details and he had given his boss my banking details. So each and every month, the boss will load the money into my account. And then I will tell him, and he'll be like, baby, how much money is the boss sent into your account? Then I'll be like, 7K. Then he will say, okay, it is fine, babe. What you can do is that you can take about 3.5K, then you give me 3,500 rands. So I was like, okay, I was okay with it. And I was staying with this other man. And at that time, I was happy because he was caring for me. Because as for my 2 daughters, I had once dated a man who was married before. Then when I fell pregnant for this guy the first time, then he was mistreating me. So we separated. After we had separated, you know what men are like. He said that you have to come to my house. Like whenever I wanted anything, I would go and then I would have to sleep with him so that he can take care of our daughter. But we were on separation, but we were not sleeping with each other on a daily basis. So at that time, I was really desperate and I realized that I had fallen pregnant. And the guy knew that I was taking my family planning pills. So when I said, I am pregnant, and he was like, you cheated on me. So my babies, they look like they are twins because I fell pregnant whilst I was still breastfeeding. So then I decided to let him go because he was mistreating me. I had dated some guys before and it was not working. When I came here to South Africa, I don't want to lie to you, I hated a lot guys that were from my own country. I had said that I will never date any Zimbabwean man again with the way that my ex-husband had mistreated me. So I chose to date a Nigerian guy. So I dated that Nigerian guy, but he was always angry. I don't know, like he had anger issues. He was always angry and I didn't even know why. So we broke up. So as for this guy, when I met him, the way that he was soft, even right now, he's too soft, so much that he can melt your heart in the way that he's so soft. and he was very complicated, so that is what I liked about him. Then when we were dating, then this guy, this was in the beginning of January, February, then somewhere in March, that was when he said that he needed to pull up his socks so that he can take care of me. Then in April, we moved in together. I did not want to move in with him because I was still not sure where our relationship was headed to. Then I spoke with my friend, and my friend knew the whole situation. And my friend was like, she was also looking for a guy like that who can just give you all of his money. And then after you've done your budget, then you'll say, babe, can you please give me something back? So I did not want him to get stolen because he was always moving around South Africa installing their air cons. So I was scared that along the way he was going to meet a desperate woman and then he was going to get stolen from me. So I moved in together. I was working, he was working. I was being fair with him. After I would have gotten his money, then I'll let him to send some money to his parents. Then the rest of the money, we will see what we had to do with it. That was in April. In May, that was when this guy disappeared. Brother Nashi, when he disappeared, I don't want to lie to you, like I cried because his phones were not working. I thought that maybe he had found another wife. He just vanished. One night he never returned back home. This was in the end of May this year. Later on, this was in early June, he just came back into my life and he then told me that he had rushed to Zim to apply for a passport. And when he came, indeed, I accepted him, Brother Nashi. He then said that we were supposed to move back to Zim. He convinced me and we then moved back home. When we moved back home, I saw that he was staying in a very nice apartment, but he had this other very small container that he showed me. And he was like, this container, I don't want you to touch it no matter what. And when I was looking inside that container, I saw that there was a worm. It was alive that was inside that container. And he was like, I am going to make money, then I am going to take you out fishing. So it was like this worm, after we would have gone maybe on a vacation when we are fishing, that was when you would use the worm to catch fish. It did not make any sense to me at all because he did not have any money. He then went and he bought a small wooden cupboard and he placed it in a corner in our bedroom. And he said that, I know you love cleaning too much, but please, this is now my men's corner. I do not want you to touch it no matter what. Then he told me that he wanted us to go to Dubai. And I was like, us going to Dubai to do what? Because you do not have any money. Because this guy, he was just hustling, but he was now telling me that he wanted to take me out shopping in Dubai. So within a very short period of time, this guy had already paid for my bride price. I only believed that we were going to Dubai. This was when he went to this other travel agent with me. And when I saw him booking, and I believed that indeed we will be going to Dubai. So in July, for 2 weeks, we were shopping in Dubai. He told me that I should buy whatever that I wanted. At that time, I did not know that he was a ritualist. He told me that he had gotten like a very big contract. That was why he had so much money. Brother Nashi, when we came back, the money kept on coming back. And when we came back, what started to surprise me was that he stopped sleeping with me. He does not want to touch me. He does not want us to cuddle, to kiss, or to do anything. I'm just like there, like a trophy wife. I am not allowed to do anything. And right now we are staying at the apartment where we are staying. It is such a very big apartment with a lot of rooms, empty rooms. So I told him that I wanted a maid because I'm always scared, because sometimes he goes out maybe around 4 p.m. Then when he comes back, it will be in the middle of the night. So I'm always scared. So I said, I need a maid. And he said, no, he does not want me to get a maid. So naturally, as a woman, I thought that maybe he is cheating on me. I then called my friend here in Zim. So she came, then we started praying. I was praying for my marriage. Then all of a sudden, he just returned back home. He was angry. I had never seen him so angry. This is a soft guy, but he was really like mad. When he got into the house, he did not even greet my friend. He went straight to the bedroom. The way that he banged the bedroom door, my friend was like, oh yeah, I guess this is my cue to leave. And she left. I walked her to the gate. And when I returned, I then saw that he was waiting for me. He started shouting and he shouted at me. He was no longer that cool guy, but an angry guy. He told me that he did not want me to be friends anymore with any of my high school friends. He told me that he was going to introduce me to his new friends. He was like, does water mix with oil? And I was like, no. And he said that there is a reason as to why wealthy people do not mix and mingle with poor people. You have to know that you are now climbing the ladder. You are no longer, and he said that you have to know that he then said that you have to know that you are now climbing the ladder. You are no longer poor. You must mix and mingle with other women that are richer than you are. So he gave me some numbers of these other ladies. They are married to his wealthy friends. So I was then added to their WhatsApp group where they are always planning their vacations and stuff like that. So I then spoke with one of the ladies and she was like, you do not even have to worry. She said that with her husband, sometimes they can even go for a year without sleeping together. She said that it is normal. She said that when your man has his focus on becoming a multimillionaire, sex does not even matter. She said that sex is for people that are poor and broke. All that they think about is sex. So I don't know if I will be able to do that, to last for a year without sleeping with your man. You'll be lying right next to me, but he does not allow me to touch him. I feel so lonely. And when we returned back from Dubai, that was when I started to notice that when I wake up, like in the middle of the night, my husband will not be there. Then I'll just feel as if there is a spirit that will enter into my heart. Then I'll fall fast asleep. And the moment that I'll fall fast asleep, then I'll hear him getting back into bed. Then I started having a lot of dreams. Like I am having these wet dreams each and every night. It's like since I've spent so much time without having sex, so I'm constantly having wet dreams. So I then had this other dream. I saw my husband and I was excited. I was like, baby, I am missing you. I want us to make love. Just give it to me. He was like, no, I don't want. So I forced him in my dreams and I pushed him to the bed and I was the one who was riding him. When I looked at him, I saw that this was not my husband, but it was a baboon that I was making love to. I told him this dream and he went out and he bought some charms and mixed it with water. And he was like, this is not witchcraft. Because I was like, we are Christians. Since when do you go and consult with traditional healers? That was when he took the glass that was full of water and the charms. And he said, let me show you that this charm will not do any bad to you. He drank a little bit and he gave me and said, drink the rest. He said that if there is anyone who is sleeping with you using their tokoloshi, then the tokoloshi won't be able to do that anymore. So I am worried. I am worried about the small bottle that has a worm that he keeps in his cupboard that he told me never to touch that small bottle no matter what. I am worried about him not sleeping with me. I am worried about the dream that I had when I saw him becoming a baboon. I am worried about where he got the money and how on earth he started associating with these people that are wealthy. We have been to their houses. It's like a movie. Those people, they are too rich, so much that I don't even think that they know how much money they have. Those are some of the people that he is associating with. And all the people that we have visited, they just have these big houses, empty big houses. How do you get to associate with these wealthy people when you were just a poor migrant in another country? I really don't know, Brother Nashi. I am really worried. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by our Dear sister, that was the translation of that message that she sent to me. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world.